Hey everyone, this is Blake, Blackout. Welcome back to Pitfall the Last Expedition. I'm joined again with Connor and Matt.
Hello. Hey, I'm Matt.
And we're exploring more of the snowy area. And look at this. I think this area is the best. I think snow always looks fantastic in games.
Yeah, it's very pretty most of the time.
Yeah, kind of a nice change of pace.
I like how nice and blue it looks. Oh, he's got breath effects too when he breathes.
Yeah. I think this is a good looking game.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird, I always forget that it was released for PC. That was like a weird era where like PC releases were not common. Like some games got them and some didn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
We never got our freak style PC release, sadly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But, you know, like, I was looking at some other games I might want to play for the channel. Some ones I played when I was a kid, namely Ultimate Spider-Man and the Hulk game that was based on the Ang Lee film, which it was a really pretty repetitive game, but it was actually pretty fun and probably the best 3D beat-em-up I've ever seen. Because that's essentially what it is. And both of them had PC releases, and so I was like, I guess I'll, you know, go ahead and grab those maybe if I want to play them, but I was just not expecting to see it. It was just like it only happened for some games.
Do you remember Hulk Ultimate Destruction?
I do.
That's one of the Hulk ones I remember as a kid. And I thought it was like I thought I wasn't supposed to be playing it when I played like the demo of it on at Walmart. I was like, I can like smash things randomly. Am I allowed to be playing this? Is this that Grand Theft Auto everyone talks about?
This is that violent video games that's corrupting the youth.
The only thing I remember about the demo at Walmart is that it was complete bullshit because it would give you a code at the end, and then I got a copy of the game. I'm like, I'm going to put in that code that I got. Guess what happens when you put in the code?
What?
Tells you need to find the related collectible that is tied to the code before you're allowed to use the code. And I'm like, oh, well, the guy designed the demo didn't realize that that little limitation was built into the game. Dumbass.
Oh. Okay.
You're slipping and sliding around in here. I love the ice look though, like the see-through.
Yeah.
See-through look at the ice. I love the way that looks.
Yeah, and you get to use your raft in a cool way here because these are slides, and you get to just hop on the raft.
Yeah,
well, there's slides over there.
Kind of looked like that down. In the
kind of slid
overview of the area. Yeah.
I think we're going to get to another temple in this video. I think this is where we see the penguin temple.
Is this where you smash the penguin eggs and make them all cry?
Oh, no, that was earlier.
Yeah, you showed
the penguin temple is god-awful.
Dang.
I hope we get to see it in this episode.
Oh,
I mean, we'll see it eventually, but...
Yeah.
Is this the last area of the game?
No.
Okay. What's the area after this one?
Well, we'll go back to our hub world Bitten Binders camp and start wrapping things up there.
Yeah, because this is the last temple, right? There were 3 temples.
Well, there's 4 temples, but it's kind of interesting how things will play out. You'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna spoil too much.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just trying to get a bearing on the area. These ice things are kind of weird because you can't jump on them from this side. You got to jump on them from this side.
Yeah, it looks like they have kind of a weird
eventually
hitbox.
jump on them. There you go.
Yeah, well, it's like they have a grabby ledge. You wouldn't think that they do, but they do.
Right, it's that sharp ice. It's that
Yeah, there's
very
grip tape on the edges.
vertex
Grip tape ice.
vertexy sides, I guess.
You know what this game is missing? Yeah. It's missing a bit of rope just hanging over the side of the ledge to let you know you can grab it. Like every single first-person Far Cry type game has had since Far Cry 3. That's what this game needs.
Yeah.
Because
I've never actually played a Far Cry game.
Far Cry 3 had it, and then what was that other game? The zombie game in first person. Dying Light. Dying Light had it.
No.
Dying Light had that too, and so is like every other Far Cry game since.
I thought
so this is weird. You're like, oh man, I got to jump on those frozen alligators, right? Or crocodiles.
Oh, they are frozen.
Nope, you're just walking across the water.
I thought that would freeze you instantly.
Oh, check this out. There's an adorable snowman.
Oh, it can't be destroyed.
But you tried.
Yeah.
You wanted to kill that snowman.
Yeah. You like
Actually,
to hurt people, don't you?
Well, actually, it can be destroyed, but it's weird that that jump attack just didn't do anything to it. Because I'm like, do I melt the snowman? What the hell do I do?
Oh.
No,
Damn.
just give him the rising strike.
Do you like hurting snowmen?
Yeah. I thought you might have to go get TNT or something.
That was actually my.
Blow up a snowman.
I mean,
Actually, that was my
works for
my
everything
visual.
else.
Yeah, well, that was my visual review of the movie The Snowman.
Oh, okay.
I never actually saw the movie. Everyone said it was bad, but I didn't think it looked that bad. Did you guys see it?
No, I've never even heard of the movie The Snowman.
It was a few years ago. Everyone was saying it was like one of the worst movies of the year, but I was like, I remember seeing the trailers, and I'm like, this doesn't look that bad. But I was never curious enough because it was like a like crime thriller.
Oh, The
horror
Snowman.
sort of
Okay, I do know about that movie. I watched a bunch of videos on it. Apparently, like, they just lost half the movie. Like, they just didn't film half the movie. So, like, in order to make up for it, they had to, like, edit the parts that they did have together, and it was very, very incoherent.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So, like, there was supposed to be a lot more there, and it never got made, and they ran out of money. So, like, they have half a movie there that they tried to stitch together, and that's why everybody hated it.
That's kind of sad.
Long
All right, here's the
shots
Penguin Temple.
of land, snowfall, or something.
Or like characters just show up who were never there before, and was I talking over this? My bad.
Oh no, there's no problem. There's not any dialogue here. It's just the same switch thing. But this temple is really annoying, and I don't actually have to explain why.
I'll just watch. You can tell me.
Oh no. Whoa, instead of beating the snowman, beating the penguin, you are the penguin.
Yeah. And being the scorpion was like the easiest one.
Imagine if in Mario you bounced off every wall every time you tried to slide.
Well, fortunately there's no walls here, but I mean, just take a look at it. Just see what happens.
I love the noises they make.
Yeah. Matt, remember when you and I went to a zoo together and we just watched one penguin for an hour like a couple of stoners?
Did we do that? Yeah, we did, didn't we?
We watched one penguin for like a fucking hour. Like we were, and everyone around us must have thought we were stoned out of our goddamn minds. Because who does that? Who's not? Alright, look at this shit. So he's trying to climb to the top. You gotta stop him. You gotta knock him off and then punch him into the water. But as you can see, he doesn't bounce straight back.
Hard.
So it's so hard to line yourself up because look, you tend to punch him at an angle. And you might think, oh, wait for him to get to the top, and he'll, like, fly further off. And he flies a little bit further off, but not far enough. It doesn't really matter how you do it.
Penguin rage. No, but yeah, this is like... You have
You gotta do this 4 times? Jesus.
You have to get right between him and the icicle. To be able to do it.
And look, now he's trying to... He freaking
He just dabbed a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he does a fucking
Fortnite
celebrates.
dancing on you. He's straight up Fortnite dancing on you. Look at him.
Yeah.
Are you
Look at this
stun
asshole
locked
beating up a
now?
penguin.
Oh, you get away. Okay.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was punching the fuck out of this penguin. Finally, I'm like, alright, asshole.
Oh,
Fortnite
yeah.
dance on him. Fortnite dance on him. Yeah.
You see, that one's a gimme, but now he's going to try and climb again.
Okay, because
And
I
look,
was going to say,
look,
yeah.
did you notice that the circle just got bigger?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
A whole extra ring got added.
You know, the thing is that the camera doesn't turn like 180 degrees when you knock him off to get your line of sight with him in the middle between you and the edge. It only turns like
You
like
see,
close,
it follows
but
him
not
up.
enough.
And it follows him up, so you see I tried to get right in line with him, but even then when I hit him, it was enough of an angle that he didn't bounce straight back. And he
man.
runs so damn quick that you just have to sort of go.
Yeah, if your depth perception's horrible, like mine, this is, you know.
This is like impossible.
Also, you can't, like, move around at all when you're sliding. So if you miss, you're just going sliding off in that direction now.
Yeah. I mean, you get a little bit of steer, but, like, it's not like you're driving a car or anything. And look at him, he moves so goddamn fast, it's
I
hard
like
to even
when you're
intercept
like
him.
intercepting him.
Yeah. Look how much of a pain in the ass this is.
my God.
Look, I'm trying to get it back and the goddamn walkway's in the way.
Oh, that, like, blocks the water there?
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course he wants to keep climbing here like a dick.
I mean...
Look at that! It's right in the way.
At least you don't only have, like, limited tries. It looks like you can try forever if you need to.
Well, no, if he gets to the top, you have to start the whole thing over.
Well, yeah, but it looks like it's really easy to knock him down.
Yeah, but it's still just... Look how much of a pain in the ass this is.
I guess he did go back further. He would have almost fallen off the first circle. But,
yeah, but there's still 2 others.
Yeah, but
there.
right. Yeah, but
he just runs right back in though.
I mean,
And so I'm gonna give it a shot, but I mean, look, that is not much further.
you had
Look at that! Look how many times I hit him and he still didn't go off.
You gotta do this one more time after this? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this temple is not one of my faves. It's the low point. But I get right in line with his ass and send him flying.
If you're 1 degree off, he'll just go to the side somewhere, but...
There he is,
if you're
Fortnite
right in
dancing
line-
on you
yeah.
again.
Yeah, and now he's gonna spin, and I gotta run away until he gets himself dizzy.
Oh, Blake,
But
why did
he's
you
coming
ever buy
after
that
me.
move?
Yeah,
Blake,
exactly.
he's using it against you now. Oh, never mind, that was easy. Alright.
Yeah, but it's just that second to last one takes forever.
Yeah, dang. But you did it.
Didn't even get a cutscene this time.
Oh, we will. Just gotta get in. I said it before and I'll say it again. I love the analog control, and I love these, you know, crepuscular rays, or god rays, as some call them.
God, these rays.
It's like
I'm going blind, help me.
Yeah.
I can see again.
Oh god.
Dude, GameCube games always had good god rays. Remember the ones in Star Fox Adventures and like Metroid Prime?
No, I was an Xbox boy, but I'll take your word for it.
I was a PS2 boy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, any spooky animal spirits still around?
Taken care of. What's it say?
Something about a prophecy of a man who would change time.
Time. Are you sure you're reading that right?
I can't make out some of these runes. Maybe that shaman you told me about can figure it out.
Puska. He's bad news.
You don't understand. This prophecy could be about my father. I have to know. I have to talk to Puska.
Nikki, wait! Nikki was impulsive, and maybe I should have gone after her. Maybe things would have worked out differently. But I had a job to do. I had to search the rest of the mountains. If there were any more explorers out there who needed help, I was gonna find them.
Dude, I love Harry's grim determination there. He's like, if there's any out there, I will find them.
Yeah.
Like he's such, like what a hero, man.
Or like his grimness at the start of that. I'm like, well, I guess I'll start making funeral arrangements for Nicole because it sounds like she's dead.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't actually know how this turns out. But it was seriously like, maybe things would have worked out differently.
Yeah, but no, I totally made a great joke during that cutscene where I was saying that Connor had to play, you know, great games like Torque and Blinks, and I was stuck with like crap like, you know, Super Mario Sunshine and Twilight Princess.
Just the worst games, yeah.
I got to play all the fun games.
Like X Squad, that's a great PS2 exclusive.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Every single game for the Xbox was a greatest hits. It was just flawless, no bad games.
Although, you know, I had to... you should feel somewhat sorry for me, because I did have to grow up with the worst version of SSX Tricky, the GameCube version.
I just played Ratchet and Clank and Medal of Honor.
Oh, dude, Ratchet and Clank is great. But some people might be like, oh man, what's so bad about, you know, the GameCube version of SSX Tricky if they've never played it? Well, GameCube controller doesn't have as many buttons as its contemporaries. It still has more buttons than the bastard child of that generation, the Dreamcast. You know, much love to the Dreamcast, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. I had that as a kid too.
Yeah, me too. And like, because it had less, well, even with it having less buttons, so like, you know, those of us in the know that SSX Tricky has a reset button. Do you know where it is on the GameCube controller, Connor?
Z?
Well, yeah, you'd think it would be Z, which is the small little out-of-the-way button.
Yeah.
But it's the X button. It's one of the 4 face buttons.
I was gonna say, is it the A
it's
button?
right next to
big
the
A
goddamn jump button. Do you know how easy it is to accidentally reset, or and how awkward it is to perform tricks? It's a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
So, yeah, GameCube version of SSX Tricky is flat-out unplayable. And then I had the Xbox version, which had that hideous cell shading for not for the actual in-game, but like before and after races for no reason.
Nope.
PS2 is all the way to go.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, people have mentioned kind of like, you know, the Xbox or the SSX 3 that you can get for the Xbox One, like from the arcade store or such. It has the same problem that like the Xbox version did way back in the day, where one of the grab buttons is the same as the boost button. So
yeah,
if you are a foot off the ground and you think, I'm gonna hit the boost button, but yeah, if you're a foot off the ground, you'll start a grab instead and crash.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and
PS2,
by the way, I sped this up because I'm killing all of these annoying snow guys, so I can get that, there's an idol up there that you have to kill all of these jerks to get, so. And it takes forever because these guys are annoying to kill, so.
Isn't
You
it
get
weird?
this nice sped up music.
While we're on the topic of exclusives, isn't it weird how many first-person shooters came out on the PS2 and Xbox that didn't come out on PC? Like, I never thought of the PS2 and Xbox being prime first-person shooter territory like the PC was.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were a ton of them, and it's kind of a shame because I'm very much in the controllers for FPS is garbage camp.
Yeah.
And, like being able to play, you know, a game like Black with keyboard and mouse, I think that game would be a little bit better remembered if, you know, you had that option.
Medal of Honor European Assault was only on the PS2, Xbox, I don't know, maybe GameCube, but it didn't have a PC release, and I'm like, that's just bizarre.
Were
Like,
any of the
And
Medal
dude-
of Honor games on PC?
There were Medal of Honor games on PC, but
not that
you know
one.
what was weird? Some of the PC versions of Medal of Honor games were different than a completely different game than the PS2 version.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's just what happened back then. Like, it's so odd to us today, but like...
Yeah, FPS has kind of turned into a console genre there in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know,
and
PCs
it's such a weird
were
thing.
mainly what, like MMOs around then, RTS games.
RTS games were big at the time, and that was a big highlight for adventure games because that's my favorite genre. Doesn't suit itself especially well for Let's Playing because it would be a lot of you sitting there watching me solve puzzles. Fun for me, not that fun to watch. But like, two of the biggest adventure games of all time came out during that time. The Longest Journey and Siberia.
Oh, okay.
As well as Myst 4.
What did they miss this time?
Well,
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
That was the one that was developed by Ubisoft. For the record, anyone who's looking to replay the Myst games, definitely recommend you do. The versions of Myst and Riven on Steam are finally done through Scum VM, so they actually work. You don't have to do anything extra to get them to work. And they've got the rights to Myst 3 and 4, which were developed by non-Cyan companies, and so now you can play them on there too.
Oh gosh, this looks so perilous. Oh goodness. Oh.
It's the scariest thing, yeah.
Just run in and grab it.
That gave me a heart attack just looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where I go next.
I assume someplace with snow.
That's where you'd be wrong.
Whoa!
I'm gonna go to
He almost went to his grave.
Where you were
These
headed next
penguins.
was your fucking grave, my dude.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with these devs. I don't know why you have to sit here and beat up a bunch of penguins. It's the saddest thing.
Dang.
Like, there's something about it being in 3D. Like, in the 16-bit days, you would jump on plenty of animals, in platforming. But, like, something about seeing this lovingly rendered emperor penguin just get smacked while its, unborn child sits there in a nest. It's kind of sobering.
Yeah, but
Or
I mean,
depending.
you complained about them until you got the spin move.
Yeah, well, they were a pain in the ass, yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna be pains in the ass, then you're gonna kick them in the ass.
That's a quote from the Ascetics Bible.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
We get to see it just
Yeah.
sob and weep.
Yeah, look at that. It cries. It literally has tears coming from its eyes.
Thanks, I've always
just-
wanted to see a penguin
I just-
sob over its unborn child's death.
I wanted to show that just to show the fact that the devs like all went on to be serial killers or something. It's like that episode of the adult Ren and Stimpy show, Ren Seeks Help, where it's just him torturing animals.
Dang.
Oh, wow, you went flying there.
Yeah, that's why the breakdance strike, which I do buy at, way too late, honestly, is better than the spin thing. Not only is it easier to perform because you're not, you're tapping buttons rather than spinning a stick, but you don't bounce off the walls.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you don't need the pickaxes to be
I
out.
still imagine some sick trick jump potential.
Oh, for sure. There's probably some like crazy, like task thing where you could just bounce between the walls and like fly over the map.
Yeah, we probably made this joke, but I want to start a Pitfall Lost Expedition trick jumping clan.
I don't think
Yeah.
we have made that joke before.
Well, wait until you see the extreme sports section.
Oh, dang.
Man, trick shot, trick jumping plans need to make a comeback,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
an unironic comeback. Because I know for a while MLG was the big ironic thing to do, MLG parodies. I want those unironic MLG parodies become mainstream again.
That one's a new
not parodies.
Skrillex album, Pronto.
I do want to do Skrillex album pronto.
Dude, I told Matt the other day, I was like, now that, we're after the fact, all of the anti-Skrillex hype has died down, and it's like you go back and yeah, he had some bangers, honestly.
He had some bangerangs.
Yeah, those two. Like First of the Year, that song, I gotta quote a good personal friend of mine, it slaps.
I gotta put.
I'm kind of glad I didn't speak up because I totally thought you guys were talking about Skillet for
Yeah.
most of that. It's only when you said
Oh.
Bangarang I was like, all right.
Skrillex, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, anyway, Skillet really needs to make a comeback.
Yeah, Skillet. When's
I
the
love
next
their
album?
song "Bangarang" by Skillet.
Yeah. Well, Skillet's another band, is actually a band where I used to be like, oh man, they suck. But you know what? They serve their purpose pretty well, actually, I think.
I've never heard a single song by Skillet in my entire life.
You probably
I've heard
have.
a ton of songs from them, and I can tell you, they are, it's not great songwriting, but I'll tell you, it's 1,000 times better than anybody else in their genre. Like, fucking Evanescence, Blow Them Out of the Water, 3 Days Grace, jeez, you would have, it's hard to be worse at songwriting than 3 Days Grace. And, their songs are simplistic, but you know what? They were sincere and competently written, and it's like, hey, what more can you ask for?
Well, you gotta do this 5 times.
Yeah, I didn't realize I could just punch this. Because, again, some of the ice is TNT, some of it you punch, some of it you slingshot. It's like, I always get myself confused.
Right.
So I just got to go through and punch and flip all those levers.
For just a split second, I was gonna say, no, I have heard a Skillet song. I love Lightning Crashes. And I was like, wait, that's not Skillet. What the fuck? That's not.
You've heard Monster.
close to
I know
Skillet.
that.
Oh, Monster! Oh, that's a Skillet song.
Yeah, like,
That's an awful song by them. That's
yeah,
a
like
very
every
terrible song.
5 years they, come out with a song that got, played on the hard rock radio.
Oh. For some reason, I thought Skillet was a Christian rock band or something.
I mean, they are, but they're a crossover Christian rock band.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Like Creed or something like that,
Oh, speaking of Creed, I was listening to Crash Test Dummies today.
Nice.
I kind of
They do both start with CR, so I'll give you that. Their band
Yeah,
names.
yeah, they were right next to each other in his iTunes library.
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
The other
both
joke I
from
could
the
have made
90s?
there is, all I've got to say is,
I don't know, man. Okay, this is my hot take. There's at least one Creed song that is good, and that is
No,
Bullets.
you know what? Creed's another band.
Look at me when you shoot a bullet through my head. I like that song.
Creed, you know what? I'm Creed's another band that I'll die on a hill for. Not a big hill, but a small hill.
I'll die on a molehill for him.
Yeah.
I will, because everyone's like, oh, Creed was the worst, and I'm like, were they? No, they were absolutely not.
What about
In fact,
Stone
I don't
Temple
even know
Pilots?
what's supposed to be so bad about them. I mean, it's like people said it was like watered down compared to, you know, other bands in their style. I'm like, yeah, I guess, but it's like, look at the other radio rock bands. Look at Nickelback versus Creed. I mean, that's just an insult.
Yeah,
Creed
don't
was
insult me.
trying to write good music. They had some ambitious, like really long songs. They were not just some lazy corporate band. They were trying. And, you know, a song like, and also I've gotten to be kind of a softie. Maybe it's just like a paternal instinct kicking in with older age, but it's like, you know, a song like With Arms Wide Open. I'd feel like a complete asshole if I didn't like that song. I mean, it's about his kid. I mean, you're kind of an asshole if you hate on that song.
I've never heard
even,
it, but I'm an asshole and I hate that song.
Even Anthony Fantano said he liked that song. And I love Anthony Fantano, but you know, he's a picky-ass dude when it comes to music.
Yeah,
So.
especially early 2000s, like, new metal and hard rock. He's on, like, what, the 10 most embarrassing bands from my childhood, number 5 now? Or something?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
and they're all
always
the most
like-
embarrassing bands from my childhood.
It's always like, I used to love Disturbed, but now they suck. I used
They
to
do suck.
love...
They're horrible.
You know, some other new metal band.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree with him. New metal was a horrible genre.
Right. You know, for a few months there, back in like late 2019, early 2020, when I'd go to kind of the local, I guess, sort of record store, you know, it was more like a just media overall store, but I would love trying to find, like, D-list new metal that even I hadn't heard of.
Oh,
Like,
man, that's
For the record, when I say new metal is a bad genre, it does not mean that there are bad bands. Obviously, you know, especially if you're willing to expand the umbrella, like System of a Down, yeah, they're
Right.
a good band.
But
you
just
know?
like-
Rage Against the Machine, sure.
But just like bands with 0 hits, like, do either of you remember the band Ultra Spank?
No.
They had, like, a song or two in a video game. I think, like, ATV Off-Road Fury 1. And that was, like, that was their
Yeah.
big thing. But, like...
Have you ever
listen
heard
to
of
it, and
my favorite band, the Sloppy Meat Eaters? They were in a few...
Sloppy
man,
Meat Eaters
yeah.
is not new metal. Sloppy Meat Eaters is timeless.
yeah.
Whoa!
I wasn't suggesting they were they're pop punk.
Yeah,
100%, yes.
But, like, you know, I found some albums that... How do I put this without sounding awkward? I've got a new kind of rating scale where you could tell the quality of a new metal band's album by how many song titles are just one word long. And I think that Ultra Spank album, out of 13 songs, had one song title that was not one word.
Oh man, that's kind of sad because I've been working on an album and a lot of the song titles are one word.
It's a new metal thing.
Yeah.
It's a new metal.
Well, I'm not making a new metal album, so maybe I'm
Oh,
safe.
well, no,
Dude,
you're making a... Oh, it's not
look
a new
how cool
metal
this
album?
is.
I thought it was.
Look
Yeah,
how cool
we were
this
bringing
is.
new metal back, dude. But no,
It's like frozen drool or something.
Oh, I was
Or
wondering
frozen
what that
beer.
was.
yeah.
Not to
this is
interrupt
Big
from
Mouth.
the music podcast
that's
we've
cool.
started.
Oh yeah, another guy.
I didn't want to interrupt our music podcast to talk about the game, you know.
Yeah. It's like when that's how Funhouse started their movie podcast, because one episode they just wouldn't stop talking about movies. That's literally how they started. They're like, why don't we just have a movie podcast?
We need to get together and have a music podcast
Let's
and
see.
just talk about all of our least favorite,
Let's
most
see.
favorite genres.
I have
I love music. I would talk about music.
I have a new metal mixtape playlist on my iPod, specifically of those bands that are like Z-list bands that I'd never heard of before.
You see, I like going to
so-
Goodwill and trying to find like local bands that like that do not exist outside of that CD, because it's this cool moment where I hold the CD and I'm like, this CD is probably garbage. Sometimes I get surprised. Usually it is garbage, but I'm like, if I don't buy it and put it online somewhere, or I actually gave some albums for Connor to post on his channel because he's been doing that.
Right.
I'm like, if I don't do it, then this album will disappear for all eternity, and that's kind of a sad thought. So I buy the album.
Right. One more thing on my thing, but I'm just gonna read off some of these band names, and I guess anyone in the comments post if you've heard any of these bands before. Systematic, Cinch, No One, Liquid Gang, Downset, Ultra Spank, Lifer, Factory 81, Custom.
All right, I know Factory 81
Lifer
and
sounds familiar. and
Yeah,
that's
okay,
it.
actually Factory 81 is pretty good. They're more like kind of a...
Yeah.
They're not exactly new metal, but I still put them in the playlist.
Oh, so that's why they're good.
They have more going to them, but especially like Liquid Gang or like just listen. Yeah, okay.
But dude, check out this area. Trying to raise the stairs to climb the pillar. This is actually kind of a slow area to get around. And I have no idea why I'm jumping around on this thing so much.
Why are you jumping around on this thing so much?
I don't know. It's such a weird thing where, like, in the, you know, when you're recording something, you know why you were doing it. And then you watch it afterwards and you're like, what was I doing? And it's like, oh yeah, I was trying to get up here.
Only God and me knew what I was doing while recording this. And now only God knows.
Man, when I record things, I wish I knew why I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if life is pointless, you might as well eat at Arby's or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I missed that.
You're gonna get the coronavirus anyway, might as well get it at Arby's.
Is that that feels like an actual tweet.
That should be an actual tweet. Nihilist Arby's is a great Twitter that I hope is still active.
Nihilist Arby's, are they still around?
I have no idea, but that's basically what they do. They just are like, you know, life is pointless, might as well eat at Arby's. And that's great marketing, because the last several times I've been forced to eat at an Arby's, it has been the worst. I remember when I was a kid.
Life sucks,
and, you know,
eat at Arby's.
You know, and maybe it was just like, you know, because I was smaller, but I remember that big roast beef sandwich seeming like huge, like so thick, and now I get it and it's like so small looking, and I'm like, what would a small look like? Would it have like just one super thin slice of roast beef betwixt its buns?
Yeah? Yeah, I used to have a good Arby's near me, but then when I went to college, the Arby's...
Well, I have a good Little Caesars near me. Everyone hates Little Caesars, but the one near me makes some pretty good pizza.
But the Arby's in my college town was like really bad. It was the first restaurant I can remember where Bob and I went there together, and we were the only people in there. That had never really happened to me with like going out and eating somewhere before. And it was just bad, so. My Arby's story.
Yeah.
So,
Every
I
time
don't
I've
know,
gone
is
to
Nihilist Arby's around? I thought, were you looking it up, or?
Who, me?
Oh, no. Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were looking it up.
No.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Here, I'll look it up.
I won't be offended.
In the back, I feel like I'm worried they might be one of those things where the last few years have been so, like, terrible that it's like truth is stranger than fiction, and they'd have given up because just, you know.
I mean, what better time to be a nihilist?
Yeah.
Hey kids, it's the weekend. You know what that means. That's right, it's time to huddle in your house in a state of perpetual feel in your filthy pajamas, watch the few precious sins you've managed to save evaporate as the world dies around you. Beneath the beneath the godless sky, eat Arby's.
Nice.
Dude, that is a quality Twitter, man. The other good one is that one, I forget who introduced it to me. It might have been you, Connor. People dancing to Steely Dan.
I haven't heard of that one. What?
Yeah, there's like
familiar.
No, well, you may not follow it, but you sent me a tweet from it once that you must have found somewhere where it was yeah, it was definitely you. It like this lady runs it and she literally just like takes clips of people dancing and puts Steely Dan songs rather than like the original song behind it.
Nice.
And it's in good fun because she's a Steely Dan fan. But it's like I don't know, it's just it seems like it wouldn't be that funny, but like you see somebody like just raving out to like a song from Asia, and it's just,
yeah,
there's something really goofy about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Asia, when all my time dancing is through. You know what? Even if some people consider it old people music, Asia is a great album.
Yeah, I mean, Steely Dan's a good band. It's just,
I love that album.
Because my thing, as time goes on, I love production more and more. Because, like, if there's anyone out there who loves really well-produced albums, just albums that sound sonically gorgeous, a very sadly forgotten record is The Sea of Love by I believe they're Irish group called The Adventures. They had critical acclaim in their time in the 80s.
Whoa.
Dude, that super cool look. It glitched him out because he was standing on the door.
Oh.
That's a little Easter egg for you. Harry standing on the fabric of reality.
Can we get
crouching on the fabric
you know
of
what
reality?
I want developer commentary for this game. That's what I want.
But no, go back and listen to that album, especially the song "The Trip to Bountiful." Like the detail in that song, like you put a pair of like $500 headphones on and listen to that on like, you know, in like lossless quality, and it's an eargasm. The whole album sounds good, but that's a great example because the mixing, especially on the harmonies, is just it's perfect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only Steely Dan songs I know are "Do It Again" and "Reelin' in the Years." Those are the only two I know.
There's no way that you do not know Deacon Blues.
Let me Google it.
I could see him. I mean, it's
If you
not
don't,
like
that's the only one they play on the radio around here is Deacon Blues. That was their biggest hit.
Yeah, but
see
it's
if
not
I've heard
like
this
the
one.
first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, that song." Like, no, I hadn't.
Dude, Deacon Blues is a pretty
Yeah,
song.
it is.
I've never heard the song before.
Yeah, well, now you have a gorgeous song to listen to. For the record, it looks like I'm shooting at absolutely nothing, but I actually do need to hit that little thing. It's just really hard.
Yeah, you'd hit the one to the left, so it seemed like
Because
you
it's
need to hit all
huge.
three.
Yeah,
You need to
the
be
ones
up
on the sides are
here,
huge.
though, or I guess this is the best spot to try from.
Yeah, I mean, this is the closest spot
Yeah,
you're
okay,
going to
never
get.
mind.
Yeah, and now I have to hit that itty bitty spot, like a real snipe. And of course, like I said, the analog in the emulation, the dead zone is like off, so it's touchier than it should be.
Yeah, the other two had more kind of immediate responses, whereas... Oh, wait, like...
Yeah, I'm just looking where it goes.
Oh. I thought maybe for a second you had to, like, shoot it while it was flying around. That's what you meant by itty bitty spot
Yeah.
or something.
That's when the LP would just end.
I don't want to be rude, but this area seems like it's not very fun. It seems kind of tedious.
Yeah, it is a little slow, but it's just one area.
Like, I don't remember the other parts in this game like requiring this sort of tedium. I don't know. Like they seemed like they were flowed a lot better than this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just trying to ramp things up in difficulty. And besides, keep in mind, we're going to get an extreme sports section in this area, so...
Is this maybe better if you're playing it on a larger screen than just what we are watching it on?
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, I have an absolutely gigantic monitor, so...
I'm watching it on my 320 by 480.
Well, actually, I said that wrong. I have 3 gigantic monitors.
Because,
Like
like,
an
when you were
80s
aiming
hacker.
at that one furthest away, it did seem like your projectile just sort of disappeared from view at a certain point, and it was hard to tell if you were going over or not far enough.
Yeah, we'll try doing it in 4:3 on a CRT.
Yeah, yeah.
In not HD.
That's taking me back. Damn, do you remember the first Dead Rising?
Oh my god,
the
yes.
text
No.
on
Dude,
that game was so
Dude, did you remember
fucking
playing-
tiny, no one could read it.
Did you remember playing Dead Rising while listening to Rise Against?
Dead Rise Against?
Dude, when I was younger, not necessarily a kid because this game came out when I was 17, but when I got Halo Reach, I still had a 4x3 CRT
here it is.
TV. Oh, and I'll just finish my thing. And that game, like, defaulted to 16:9, so it actually had to make big black borders at the top and bottom, which I was
Check out these sweet
kind of
jumps.
annoyed with. But all right, yeah, here we go. Like a luge
This new
run.
SSX game, it's looking a little weird, ain't it?
Yeah.
Where's the
Yeah, this is-
snowboards?
Yeah, this is the new one tracked. It takes place in you know.
Where's the snowboards at?
Yeah,
in,
I
like,
know.
South America.
Amp 3 beat it to the sledding gimmick by what, 14 years?
Yeah, it's
Dude, look at these
crazy.
sweet high jumps.
Oh, shit. Alternate path.
Oh, I was wondering if you got anything for smashing those.
Nah, it's just for funsies. But you do have to not die.
Oh, like, is it a cliff to your side? Yes, it is. Oh, God.
And so you gotta
Look,
carefully
this
steer your
stairs
way
right
around
here,
obstacles. Huge jumps. And if you're actually, I'm not doing it yet. Look, a shortcut. I miss it this go around, but I'll
Oh,
take another
dang.
trip.
You're never going to beat the record time now.
Yeah. Oh man, your speed
Yeah.
run's over, bro.
Yeah, and if you hit jump at the top of those jumps, you will fucking soar off of them. Same thing here. I just am not jumping right.
I thought you were gonna die or something. No,
yeah.
You're
I
good.
was holding my breath. So could you have hit jump there and made it?
Yeah, I just screwed it up. But I do eventually not screw it up.
I thought you were going to say, like, if you hit jump at the top of the ramp, you do a sick backflip.
I like how they put the way to open the door in the healing pool, just so you would go to open it.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
That's clever. I like that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even really think about that.
And I love that the loading sprite is based on the 16-bit Pitfall game, the Mayan Adventure, but it's like not just pulled directly from the game. It has the color, like the colorization of this Harry.
Oh.
And look what he's chucking around. TNT. Guess what we get?
Arrows.
Yeah, exactly. Now we got to clear out the spinges.
When
this
in
asshole
Rome.
This idiot has TNT and he cannot kill a bunch of spinges. So we have to outspin the spinges.
When in Rome, do
Look
as
at me
they
bounce
do.
all over the place.
That's why you can't kill them. You can't hit them.
Yeah, he's
They're
a
too
terrible shot.
elusive. Their spinning arms knock the TNT away before it can blow up. It creates an air current like a tornado that pulls the
That was
TNT
close.
up and then launches it away. Yeah.
Wave 2.
Oh. Well,
Dude, the spinges are funny enemies.
yeah.
They seem on the less annoying side, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just have to...
Fucking just whacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything womps in this game, because, like, you punch somebody and they just get taken out.
I like how they're still sliding around on the ice.
Yeah, it's a super satisfying game.
Oh.
Although
like
I was playing
turns-
Jack and Daxter recently, and I forgot how awesome the animations in that game are. From your sweet dash punch to all those... Like, if there's one animation that never gets old, it's all the celebrations from that game.
You just saved me from multiple stab wounds. I'm gonna give you something very precious. Dynamite. When you blow something up, think of me.
Thanks. You're a member of Bittenbinder's group, right?
Name's Mole. Demolition expert. You need anything blown up? Come to me. Need anything blown up?
Nope.
Want to hear something strange?
Try me.
I've been digging around. I discovered that El Dorado was built on top of the ruins of another ancient city, but one which is just about identical to El Dorado itself. Nicole and Puska were fascinated.
They were together?
She's trying to free that poor native from under St. Clair's yoke. She's a real do-gooder, that girl. If you see her, tell her I say hi.
TNT. Yes! Finally, I would be able to blow up all those walls I'd seen everywhere, starting with that first one I'd found near the crash site. I thought things were finally going my way. I couldn't have been more wrong.
Alrighty, so we finally got the TNT, and we got Mole, who's an awesome character. It's a shame that he only sort of shows up here, but...
Yeah, I totally thought he was, like, one of the henchmen that you'd have to get up and, like, punch once to defeat.
Yeah. Dude, I love those henchmen. And see, look at this.
Whoa.
You hold down...
The wind-up and the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really? Wind up and the pitch.
Whoa.
And you just tap up and just chuck TNT all over the place. It's amazing.
Do you think of him each time?
Oh yeah, because he's awesome. There's nothing to blow up here other than the teleport back. I'm just
Oh,
having
they
fun
should have
chucking
made
some TNT
everything blow-upable so
Yeah,
that you
exploding. Everything here just explodes.
so that you'd use it and see that.
around. Well, we can blow up this over here on the right.
Yeah.
But first I'm gonna like realize, oh wait, this door's closed. And I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. This
Oh
is
yeah, let
funny.
me stand in the fire.
Oh, I thought
Dude,
it
if you
would.
climb up on that, it actually hurts you.
Damn.
What you looking at, buddy?
I think that statue has a face on either side. That big head. I think it has a face on both sides. And I'm like, oh yeah, duh.
Oh. I mean, I definitely thought you were going to blow up the door that just closed behind you. So, I guess I'm stupid. I'd have to find that.
There we go.
Oh, what? You just get launched in the air?
Yeah, sends you to the back of the mountain, because out there is nothing but the lake.
Sends you to the top of the back country, so you can sled down the whole thing.
We can't stop here. It's backcountry.
Yeah, that's how you get this. This.
Oh, you
free
said
shot.
backcountry.
Yeah, I
not
said back
country.
country.
I thought you said backcountry.
I mean,
Yeah, where Batman lies.
yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
mean-
should I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
I should. The sweet breakdance strike.
Start the move, press YX, then B, it said.
Yeah, YX to start it, and then just keep tapping B to keep it going.
Damn,
You
now
know,
you
even
can
does a cool
literally
pose at the end.
Fortnite dance on these kids.
Yeah, man, this game is a real originator.
Yeah.
You literally gonna Fortnite dance on them. That's the sound I make too.
Oh, Ron, don't stop. Old memes.
Is that an old meme now?
We're all old, Matt.
Dude, that video is like probably like 10 years old now, dude.
What was the name of it again?
Leviosa.
Oh snap, it did send you to the back country so you could do the sled run.
Yeah. And you'll see me do the second sled run later on, but yeah, what a great note to end on.
Yeah.
The big slide and
That
the big
video
bomb.
is 8 years old. He
Nice.
links to his fucking Facebook page. God, that's so old.
Yeah. Just like you.
Damn.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty obvious that we're old. I mean, we spent a bit of the video talking about new metal. But join us next time for me getting a bunch of idols, mostly, because of the newfound TNT.